And hello and welcome to Arts and Entertainment. I'm Deborah Gilbert, your host, and as always, it's so great to have you. Thank you for being here. And as always, I hope you enjoy the show. Well, we're going to highlight the Film Festival Art Film CT, and Wendy Peak, the Vice President, is my guest today. And Wendy, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having us.
I'm so glad you made the trip.
Yes, delightful to come down to the shore on such a beautiful day, too.
Good. Well, why don't you tell us a bit about your background? Tell us about yourself. Let's introduce you to the viewer.
Yeah, of course. So I am an academic. I taught film at Stonehill College for many years. I retired a few years ago, and that's when I started volunteering in earnest with the film festival. Yeah, so that's my background. I'm not from Connecticut. I'm actually grew up in Idaho. So, but I'm loving learning about this state.
Well, let's go back even further. Did you know growing up into adulthood that film was going to be your passion?
I didn't realize it then, but you know, my mother was a real cinephile. She was always letting me break my bedtime to stay up and watch old movies, and I think that started me off.
And then how did you come into the film world at the college?
So, funnily enough, I'm actually a medievalist. I'm trained in Chaucer, but teaching at a small college, sometimes they just need someone to teach a course because they don't have someone, and I was invited to join the film program and participate in it because I read a lot of film theory and I was very interested, and it just kind of grew from there, yeah.
And what was the college like to teach at? You were there for a while?
I was there for 30 years, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Wow.
When you find a good place to work, it's nice to be able to stay there. So that's it, yeah.
What was it like being a teacher?
It was wonderful, and if there's anything I miss about retirement, it's the classroom. The classroom is always a place of surprise. I mean, you come in with a plan, and then you meet all these wonderful, smart, funny college students, and things can go off the rails, but often in a very good way.
And tell us, what did you teach at the school?
So I taught a variety of things. So I always taught a British literary history class because that was my training as a medievalist. And then in the film program, I taught everything from courses in romantic comedy to courses in LGBTQ film and television to films about a course about film spectatorship. So it was a really great place to work because they allowed me the freedom to develop courses that I like to teach and the students wanted to take.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So well, first off, what is Outfilm CT to begin with?
Yeah, so Outfilm CT is an organization that was formed in 1988. And it grew out of concern by the LGBTQ community in the Hartford area that after the AIDS crisis, people had a very mistaken sense of what the gay community was about, that it was just about, sex and drugs and illness. And we wanted to say, no, we're actually creative people too. We can do all sorts of things. So they formed an organization called Alternatives, and they had a literary magazine, a film festival, and I believe an art exhibit. And the only thing that survived was the film festival, which has been going now for 39 years without a break. We are the longest running film festival in Connecticut, actually. And next year, of course, is going to be our big 40th year, so we're very excited about that.
Now, the film festival, you're in the state of Connecticut as the largest. Are there other film festivals in the nation?
Yeah, so the oldest LGBTQ film festival is Frameline, which is in Los Angeles. They're having their 50th anniversary this year, but there are others around the country, Rochester, Chicago, Boston, Florida. There's a lot of them, yeah.
So tell us what the film festival is all about. Now, it's running now, but tell us what is it? And how does somebody, probably have lots of filmmakers that are interested to understand, how does somebody get involved with the festival?
Yes, so if you're a filmmaker and you have a film that you think would be appropriate for the festival, and we do take feature-length films, documentaries, short films, short documentaries, there's a portal that's well known to filmmakers, and they can upload their films into that portal. And if people go to our website, which is outfilmct.org, O-R-G, there'll be a link to how to submit your film, and all the instructions are there. And then sometimes we all go to other film festivals on our own, and we'll find a film there. So in April, I was in New Orleans for the Overlook Film Festival, which is a horror film fest, very fun. And I saw a film there that I thought would be perfect for us, so I went to the filmmaker and talked with her afterwards, and her film's going to be showing tonight. So that's how we get our material. Yeah, and sometimes we reach out to people and just say, we've heard your film is really good, we'd love to take a look at it. Could you please submit it?
So how did you end up, now you're the vice president of Outfilm CT.
Yes, I am.
How did you become involved with them?
So I started attending years ago because when I was teaching film, I was always looking for new material. I always wanted something fresh for the students to see. I like a mix of classics and new things. So when I moved to Connecticut, I said, oh, they have a local film festival, I have to go. And I discovered lots of things that I ended up teaching in my film and also using in my research. I would reach out to filmmakers after seeing their film and, use some of their work or comments or quotations in my papers. So that's how I knew about it first. I went there and I thought they did a really good job. And then when I retired, I thought, maybe they'll be interested in volunteers, not knowing that it's an all-volunteer organization.
Oh,
so
there you go.
All volunteer organizations are always happy to take new volunteers, yeah. And then it just, once you have time to volunteer, they will just keep giving you jobs.
So what are your responsibilities at the film festival itself?
So my main responsibility is I do the social media for that.
Okay.
Right, so we are on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. I do farm most of the TikTok work out to a 29-year-old because TikTok is a full-time job, really. So that keeps me busy, is doing the social media for it. But then I do, other jobs that need to be done. So doing media, for example, and also I view the films. We have a film viewing committee, and I am on that committee, and the president's on the committee, and anyone who wants to volunteer to put in the time to view the films that we select for the festival.
Okay, let's talk about the festival. It's happening now. What does that mean?
So it's happening now. It's going to be running through the 20th. Most of our films are showing at Cine Studio, and that's on the Trinity College campus in Hartford. It's a great place because college is out for the summer, so there's plenty of free parking on the campus. And if people haven't been to Cine Studio, it is a beautiful old grand movie palace that was built to look like a beautiful old grand movie palace. So people can buy their tickets in advance online, or they can come to the box office and buy their tickets there. And then once they get there, it's a very fun atmosphere. I always say if people haven't been to a film festival, they're often surprised how warm and welcoming it is. It's not like the impersonality of the multiplex where you pick your seat off the screen or you buy your ticket without meeting anyone. You come in, we have people there to welcome you, to give you a program. You get a ballot, because actually people vote on these films, and there are awards given at the end of the film festival for the favorites of the committee and the favorites of the audience. So we have a series of awards that we give to filmmakers. And these are very important for young filmmakers to get known, to get as they're building reputations. So the audience has a job to do as well when they come. People clap after the films. That's another fun thing about a film festival. And typically there is a Q&A with one of the filmmakers, either a Zoom recorded interview if they're abroad or can't come, or a live interview. So this tonight we have live Q&As that are going to be after the films, I think, with the filmmakers. So yeah, and we sell merchandise, and there's often food. So it's a we put the festive in festival.
How many films were submitted to you this year?
655.
And all of you on the film committee watched all of them?
We don't necessarily watch all of them, but all the films get watched by multiple people. So we keep track of it. We have, there's some really great software out there to help you keep track of it. So every film gets watched, and every film gets watched by multiple people. Yeah.
And what is your criteria to let X become part of the film festival?
Right. So I think the first thing we always look for is the quality of the film. Is this a film that we engaged with, that we feel connected with, that we we wanted to continue watching? It's also a film where we feel like, is there enough LGBTQ content in it? It's not enough just to have, an aunt who's a lesbian in the film, but it somehow needs to engage a little more directly with gay lives. It doesn't have to be the central focus, but, so example, we have a wonderful film that we're showing called Love Letters, which is about a lesbian couple in France who are having their first baby. And really the film is about the difficulty of the mother who is refusing to engage with the child. And it's a beautiful film. So the fact that the women are lesbians, that the parents are lesbians, is not necessarily essential to the story, but it is central to the story. Does if that makes sense?
Why don't we hold that thought and we're going to take a break, okay? Well, I'm Deborah Gilbert. You're tuned into Arts and Entertainment. We are going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Across town or the country requires time, patience, money, and most importantly, trust. With that in mind, Better Business Bureau Connecticut has the following tips. Do your research. Check to see if the business is a member of the American Trucking Association, which includes both moving and storage businesses. Ask for proof of licenses, insurance, and registration with the Federal Department of Transportation. Get at least 3 quotes in person. Find out how and when payment is required. Movers should not be asking for large deposits up front. Consider documenting the condition of your items and make sure to take your valuables with you as well. BBB has more than 3,000 accredited movers. Find one at bbb.org.
And welcome back to Arts and Entertainment. I'm Deborah Gilbert, your host, and as always, it's great to have you. We're talking about Outfilm CT. Wendy, Emily, if you could put up the website on the screen, that would be great. What will the viewer find when they visit outfilmct.org?
So the homepage will take them right into information about the film festival. So they can click on the schedule, they'll find a place to buy tickets if they want to buy tickets in advance or passes, and you can also buy tickets at the door, I should mention. The other really fun thing is if you go to the full schedule of films, all the films are listed alphabetically, but my favorite part is that there are also subject boxes that you can click on. So if you're interested just in comedies, you click on comedy and it pulls up all the comedies. If you're interested in family-oriented films, you can click on that and it'll pull them up. And there's dozens of categories of ways to kind of sample and find your way through the 86 films that we are showing.
Okay, so
Yes.
in the time frame, well, it's June 12th through the 20th is the festival itself?
Yeah, that's in theater. Yeah, and our closing night, I should mention, is at the Connecticut Science Center. Everything else is at Cine Studio on the Trinity College campus. But closing night, we're in the Connecticut Science Center, which is downtown Hartford. And we have an after party that's going to be on the top floor of the Science Center. So if anybody's been there and knows what that view is like, this is your chance to see it at night.
And what date is that?
And that's the 20th, yeah.
The 20th, okay. And Emily, if we could run the trailer, that would be great. And Wendy, we just saw a fabulous trailer. Why don't you tell us what we just did see?
Well, you did see, as it says on there, you saw clips of films from 21 countries and 5 continents. And I should stress that that's one of the things I really love about the film festival too. It is not parochial in any way. We represent a range of LGBTQ experience across the globe. So even just in that clip, we saw films from the UK, from Honduras, from France, from Germany, from China. It's really fascinating, and I think that's what many of our committee members say is their favorite part, is seeing all this great international and independent film.
Is the festival, you're in your 39th year, is your festival known around the world? Is that why filmmakers are submitting to you?
Thanks for asking. This is actually a big year for us to increase our international reputation. I would say the largest prize for LGBTQ short film comes out of Wales, and it's called the Iris Prize. And the winner of the Iris Prize is given the equivalent of $55,000 US to make their next film. It's very prestigious. And this year, we were invited to become a nominating festival for that. So any short film that we nominate from our festival goes right into their final balloting. So I think it's great for filmmakers who do want to kind of step up and get more recognition to submit to us, because we have like a bigger say internationally in LGBTQ film.
That is wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you. And we do have the company manager of the Iris Prize is coming to our festival Wednesday night. He's going to be joining us. So
wonderful.
We have this connection with Wales, which I love because I've been to Wales a couple of times and it's amazing. So I'm very happy, and I hope to go to their festival next year.
Now, we probably have some filmmakers. The show deals with arts, entertainment, and culture for 6 years. I mean, we have a big art community that's watching, and the theater people and the singers and professionals. But I know I have filmmakers out there. What would your advice be for them to get involved in the festival and to get started in general?
Well, if you go to the website, again, outfilmct.org, we do have a link on there, a tab that gives you ways to get involved. So maybe you want to sign up and be on the viewing committee. Maybe you would just like more information about it, or to be put on our mailing list. Those are all good ways. I would also mention that every year we have an industry mixer in Hartford. We just had it last Sunday. It's free, no registrations required. And we did have actors from the shore area come up, and directors and producers and writers. Bridgeport has a very lively film program as well, and some of their people came up. So that industry mixer too, that we have usually the first weekend of the festival, is a great way for local creatives to get involved with us and to make connections for doing other projects that don't necessarily have to come to us.
Now, you're in your 39th year, and the festival happens in June. What do you do all year round?
Right. So after the festival, we usually take a well-needed rest.
Yes, sure.
And I tend to my garden. The weeds are very happy. I've been distracted. But then we start up again as the school year starts up. So, as I said, we had, over 600 films that were submitted. So what we do is we get homework every week, and the committee is sent the names of 7 features and 3 documentaries and a host of short films. And then we all try to watch those that week, and we have weekly Zoom meetings, and we get together and we discuss the films and we rate them and we rank them. And then the other thing we have is the second Thursday of every month we call Queer Thursday, and that's at Cine Studio in Hartford. And that's when we show a recently released LGBTQ film and that often doesn't get a lot of play in the regular cinemas around Connecticut, or has very limited play. So, for example, we showed the film Pillion one night. I think it played for 3 nights in the Hartford area. So we had a very big crowd for that because people they'd heard a lot about that. So yeah, Queer Thursday keeps us busy through the year.
For the LGBTQ community who has a potential film that they would like to submit to you, you had mentioned you just can't have an aunt. You need to have other people involved. What would you accept as a film to be shown? Or what needs to be in that film to be accepted?
Yeah, so I think, stories that, some of the stories are very directly about the experience of being gay. Many, coming of age films often, young people realizing that they're gay, sometimes older people coming out as gay, but gay people, and sometimes their concerns need to be part of the center of the story. Although it doesn't necessarily need to be about them being gay. I mean, often they're just love stories. Yeah.
Your 40th, you mentioned,
Yes.
is coming up. Is there
Yes.
something special you'll be doing for it?
We are going to pull out all the stops for our 40th. I already have a subcommittee going, and we're planning on what we're going to be doing. So we're in talk with the people who founded the film festival 39 years ago.
Oh, good.
And getting them on board to help us with things. So it looks like we're going to have a big reception at the CCSU in New Britain, the campus there. They have our archives. And so we've talked to them about holding an exhibit and a party there to celebrate it. So yeah, we're going to bringing filmmakers in. We hope some celebrities as well. And we also hope to be bringing this to other theaters around the state. We say that we're Connecticut Film Festival, but we are very centered in Hartford for lots of reasons, but we're really reaching out to theaters across the state that would like to show some of our films. So those are our goals for the 40th.
Okay, for the individuals that are at these cinemas throughout the state and maybe watching, how would they get in touch with you to be able to kind of talk about this?
Yes, go to our website, outfilmct.org. You can send us an email there. You can sign up to get emails from us if you want kind of regular updates about what things are happening. And you can always reach out to OutFilmCT, at OutFilmCT, on Facebook or Instagram. You can message us, and I'm usually the person who responds. So
That's right, Miss Social Media.
Exactly. I'm the one who keeps an eye on all that mail.
Do you have a 1-year plan, 5-year plan, 10-year plan? Where do you want to be come 2030?
Well, it's a tricky time for the arts right now. Arts funding is being pulled. There are, federal funding is being pulled. I think we're all kind of focused on supporting each other so that we can all get through this period and keep, supportive communities strong. Encourage people to come to these events, encourage sponsors to help and reach out. I think this is a time when the arts community really need to come out for each other. So I think people who do film festivals need to show up for theater and need to show up for dance and need to show up for music performances and vice versa. I think that kind of solidarity is really important these days.
Now, also for the corporation or organization that would like to be able to support you, what are you looking for, and how do they present themselves to you for consideration?
Usually they will email us or make a contact with our director, Shane Engstrom. He is pretty well known. And sometimes they're in the audience. We just got our most recent sponsor was an audience member and said, I would really love to sponsor you. And so the ways they get involved is we do have recognition of them on our website. We have banners that we make that we put up in the theater space. And often our sponsors will sponsor one particular night of films or one particular film. So so that the other night it was Webster Bank, and we were very happy to welcome them.
So what is a day and night like in the festival? I know you have several days, but what would it be for me as a person who'd like to see a film? Do I go morning, noon, and night? What's a day like?
We, unlike other film festivals that do run morning, noon, and night, during the week we only have one, event, and it starts at 7:30 throughout the week. So all the films, Monday through Friday this week, start at 7:30. So if you show up at 7, you can get your tickets, you can look at the merch. I have some vendors on hand, some local Connecticut-based people selling their wares. We always like to kind of give you something to look at and think about. So yes, you can buy your ticket online, or you can show up and buy it there. And then when you get to the theater, there'll be a little announcement by either me or the director. There'll be a short film or maybe 2 short films before the feature, and then a feature, and some sort of Q&A, either recorded or in person afterwards. So it's an event. There's lots going on.
You're the end of the festival. What will be happening then? Do people just come to that?
Yes, so we have a closing night event and party, and again, that's at the Connecticut Science Center, which has a beautiful theater, by the way. A lot of people don't know about their theater, but they have a gorgeous theater there. So we'll be showing the film in the theater. That starts a little earlier, that's at 7. People can buy tickets in advance, they can buy them at the theater. The tickets are more expensive that evening because there is also an after party. We have DJ Edgewood, who's a very popular DJ in the Hartford area. We have David Allen Caterers, who are well-known caterers of fantastic food. There are drinks available. And again, we're going to be in the top floor of the Science Center, which is
lovely,
beautiful. Yes.
Okay, we are slowly running out of time. Any closing thoughts for the viewer?
I just want to encourage anybody who loves film, whether it's independent film, international film, if you like to see things before anybody else sees them, you should come to a film festival.
Well, I want to congratulate you and to everybody involved and the filmmakers, everything. It's very exciting, this festival.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having us. We always appreciate being here.
Yeah, it's wonderful to have you back. Thank you so much. And I'm Deborah Gilbert. You've been tuned in Arts and Entertainment. In case you need to reach me, I'm at dgilbert777@hotmail.com. Well, I hope you have a super day today. I really hope you've enjoyed the show. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next time.